What's going on, everyone? I'm just budgeting and playing video games and all that kind of bullshit. Look, uh, I don't know how to go into this, so I'll just do it and whatnot. And I'll just preface this by saying, like, look, you guys aren't the only ones who don't believe me when I say this shit, and then it happens, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, the shit he was saying, it wasn't lying," and all that bullshit. And like when I say shit, like I was doing undercover shit at Cernovich bullshit, it's nothing against Cernovich. Cernovich is a cool person, or as cool as all things considered and whatnot. It just, like, it's not breaking the law to do something to the shit that he does and whatnot. Did I not take a picture of it? Okay, so, anyways, so this is, of course, if I say it, who gives a fuck? If the bots that one of my buddies makes says the things that I say, and then a Wall Street Silver says it, then everyone gives a fuck. All right, I took a picture of this. Okay, so according to that, Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein working for Mossad, getting sex blackmail on everyone. Then everyone's having a hard time believing that again, it wasn't my idea to wake up one day and start doing sexting ops and basically drug ops. The way I did it was if I thought you were cool, I kept your shit to myself. If you were a douche to me, when the feds were like, "You haven't given us any information 3 months, and you're supposed to be doing blah 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 blah," the asshole who was a douche to me is doing this, 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 and this. The person who's cool with me, I have no idea what you're talking about. They just drive cabs, right? Shit like that. Don't believe me? Ask people I know. That's why it's hard for you to find people I know. All right. Um, don't want to keep on bringing her up. I think Asha's a great person. In a perfect world, me and Asha could still be friends. We tried to still be friends. She literally cries because emotions and whatnot, and I don't want to put her through that. And then her retarded friends, I am not dealing with. But why would like, this is what people don't understand. Asha is Gurkha, all right? Uh, she hates it when I say that, but like the reason why she's a survivor is because she's Gurkha. When shit hits the fan, this bitch can produce, all right? So I gave that spiel one time about how she's like that bitch from that Jackie Chan movie with the bows and arrows. She's like a Hun barbarian. That's literally what she does. Anyways, um, why would I have to get someone like Asha involved? Because, and again, I'm not telling her story, but some of the shit she's been through, and all these people are grifters. Fuck them all. They're all stupid. They all just parrot other people's bullshit. Okay, allegedly, Asha may or may not, I'm not giving her story, may or may not have been one of the people that like the Epsteins use to get the information from other people. And they do it to people unknowingly. That's why they love it when you're stupid. They love it when you're watching TV. They love it when you're brainwashed and uneducated and running away and doing heroin and all that bullshit. Because then who's going to believe you? The first thing they're going to do is parrot you in front of a judge and be the character witness, this. That's why I stress so much things like get your education, like mind your P's and Q's. Don't associate with grifters and losers because it's going to reflect bad on you at some point in time. How do I know that? I've dealt with it. I don't have that many friends because I, at one point in time, had so many friends and all that bullshit. All right. So these are the facts. Okay. Look, allegedly, the reason why they kept having state delegates and, well, okay, let's rewind that. Why would there, why the fuck am I even involved in any of this bullshit other than Stephanie, Tiffany, whatever the fuck? Because the fact of the matter is, there's no such thing as QAnon. QAnon is retarded. allegedly, without going in, I'm not legally allowed to say I was a member of Anonymous, and that they used to call me chaotic neutral back when like DDoSing was low orbit ion cannon and shit like that. But this is as close as I can come to legally saying that. All right. So when I tell you shit like there's no such thing as QAnon, what's true is Anonymous got infiltrated by the feds back in like 2008 or 6 or whatever the fuck, 9, whatever the fuck it was. Not a while ago. So anyone, and I've been saying this for years and why I've getting my accounts banned, anyone who says they are a part of Anonymous is full of shit, a noob, skitty, or a fed. They're full of shit trying to get attention. They're a skitty, have no idea that Anonymous is full of feds, or they're a fed and they're a fed. All right? Or they're a contractor to a fed or some bullshit. Actually, I'm technically I'm 2 out of those 3, right? Anyways. And when I was doing the shit that was making me valuable to all of them, all I knew was I was selling weed and I didn't have to work shitty jobs like Blockbuster. I had no idea that behind the scenes people knew they were going to stage some kind of a coup in Charlottesville and they needed to have an asset on scene. I had no idea. I knew that my record was getting cleaned and I could smoke weed before it became legal. That's all I knew. Okay? Now, it's also true that in 2014, whatever the fuck it is that controls the sex trades, which is actually based out of Argentina, I think it is, or Chile or something like that, because it's where all the Nazis fled to. Literally, since Amanda had her organs harvested, and I know you can argue that, like saves people and all that bullshit. The fact of the matter is, they would have saved her. They would have tried a little bit harder to save her if there wasn't a black market and doctors didn't get paid extra money for every time they do a transplant and all that bullshit. I'm not getting into it. Amanda's an angel. She saved 5 people. I don't give a shit. Okay? I mean, I do, but you know what I mean. So since then, okay, I more or less have been volunteering for like 10 years after that, I was volunteering for doing these crazy things. I wanted to see how the system operates. Why is it that an 18-year-old, she had just turned 18. So they weren't even trying to save her life. They were like, we can get some good organs right there. But someone who's 88 and might live for 6 more months with her organs, oh, we got to save them because they're going to pay us money and all that. Why is that even going on, right? I won't even get into that right now. So in 2014, okay, I could tell you this. Like even the feds, like they were like super like they hated working with me because they were like, there's no one else who can do what he does. He knows way too much of everything. He's too useful. But he knows that we need him, and he's always pulling the wool over our eyes. Because like back when I was super duper broke and homeless and all that bullshit, what I would do is I would like go up to them and I'd be like, "Yo guys, like they're like you need to help us make a bust." I was like, "Yeah, one of the assholes who I don't like, he's selling $400 quarters. These are like quarter ounces of weed. Like a whole ounce is like $400, right? But these quarters, they're like the best quarters. They're $400 for a quarter. Can you get an eighth? Maybe. Maybe. Do you have $200? I can go get an eighth. Okay, here's $200. Then I would go there, wearing a camera, like right here. I would be like, hey man, like blah 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 blah. Can I get those, $200 eighths? Come on, man. You know, $200 is for a half. Yeah, no. But I want to get like those other ones, the the super ones. Whatever, dog. Here, like I'll give you the thing, and then like like whatever. I'd make a deal. And then I would basically give them $50. And then when I get like they hated me so much, they wouldn't let me bring screwdrivers because they said I was dangerous with screwdrivers because I used them as knives. And they would search me before and after. So what I would do is I would be like walking and I would take and like anything in here they could see. So over here I would be like making origami folds of like the bills, and then I would put it in my belt buckle, And then when I was walking, I would just like that, so that way my would expand and contract, and it would fall out, and then I would like cover it with some leaves or some dirt or whatever, and then I would go and be like, oh yeah, here's the eighth or whatever the fuck, and search me, and I got nothing, and this guy just charges $200 for an eighth. I don't know what to tell you. Billy says eighths are $50. Is Billy the one on the street, or am I the one on the street? Why don't you have Billy do this shit then, right? And then they would drive off, and I would wait, and I would hide behind a tree, and I would wait and wait, make sure they're really gone. I would go back and I would pick up the money where I left it, go to Subway, get some shit, get some other shit. That's how you do it, right? Anyways, they were only letting me do that because somehow they knew that they were gonna try to pull some Civil War bullshit in Charlottesville like 3 years later. Only reason why they're letting me do that. So, and then in 2014, the time that I faked being a pimp, there's so much like I can't even go into this. The reason why I even did that is because they are spying on the Edward Snowden shit. You don't understand, okay? I went to I was using Lazy Cali of all the things. I went to the community college where I caught that dude with a CISP who was spying on students and basically like perving on girls and guys. This dude was the dude with a CISP who was in charge of the networks was teaming up with one of the other students to eavesdrop on the they're adults but they're still kids, right? At the community college, and then like force them to match with them on dating apps and shit like that. It's weird. It's weird because one of the things that the feds like you can't accuse someone of a crime until they do it. So the whole point of having someone like me is to entrap you because they can't entrap you or whatever they call it, and now it's evidence. Now they've caught you committing a crime. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Which is why I well she was supposed to turn state's evidence, but she just ran away or something happened to her. We never saw her again. But one of the girls that I tried to rescue back in 2014 was right before all that shit happened. Well, anyway, she gave me the idea. So I basically posed as a pimp, rented a hotel room, and like was trying to like they were feds, and I was trying to negotiate rates with feds to be my prostitute, to the ones that bitch, where's my money? You prostituted 3 times today. Where's my money? I was trying to like hire some of those to like go work for me to try to get evidence on the these feds. On the I was trying the whole thing that we were doing was trying to catch these feds. And by the way, in 2013, 2014, who was in charge? Who was in charge back then? Obama and Biden. Obama and Biden. So the shit that I was doing back then was Obama and Biden, and it's happening again right now because who's in charge? Biden, Obama, right? Anyways, so after I met Stephanie, I had already been doing this shit for a minute. And Stephanie last year admitted to me that she had access to some of this stuff and that she had been spying on me for a while. The reason why she thought she could steal the money and I wouldn't say shit is because her intel on me is wrong. That's the whole point of having someone like me doing these ops on the people doing the ops. It's it's like in Rome, the Praetorian Guard was in charge of guarding the emperor, so the Praetorian Guard started like choosing who was going to be the emperor. So eventually, they had spies infiltrate the Praetorian Guard. That's I had to infiltrate the Praetorian Guard is more or less what it was allegedly. All right, um, but by doing that, Stephanie, I'm under the impression now that Stephanie has been making her entire musical career based on false information about me because of the shit that I've been doing, because some of the people she's involved with probably are really some kind of Mossad thingy, and they really go around getting people to do weird shit so they can blackmail them. Why else would they be working with a murderer? Do you want to know why I sent her a picture of me and Asha from 2021, like July 2021? Because again, the whole great person, 100% great person. I wish we could just be friends. She's not capable of that. Um, Look, like that dude. Like I don't like any of these grifters, but the reason why they grift is because they have blackmail on them. Like again, that guy Jake Shields or whatever the fuck his name is, right? He started breaking script one time. Pictures all over the internet of him with some dude hugging and kissing and whatever the fuck. Who gives a shit? I don't. I'm not judging you. I don't give a shit. Why does that only come out when he breaks character? That other dude, the other loser, whoever the fuck his name is, came out that he was banging some other and he's married and all that bullshit. Whenever they try to break ranks, all this shit comes out about them. But this is the thing. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. As a matter of fact, if they had not been stalking me, I wouldn't have done that at all. And I'm comfortable enough with all whatever the fuck to say all that bullshit. And that means they can't use that as leverage on me. They're pissed because they've literally been stalking me for years, probably through Stephanie. And all they have found out about me is that I'm pretty clean cut. I'm pretty clean cut. I'm pretty clean edge, and I back up all the shit that I say. One by one, all of them who do the weird shit have been getting arrested and put away. It's got nothing to do with Cernovich. It's got nothing to do with Stephanie. None of that shit. It's so above me, I don't even care. I'm done with that shit. I'm done with that shit back in 2020. Basically, when the last election happened and the old guard changed, everyone moved to everyone who was still doing all that shit moved to Florida. I took that as an opportunity to retire from that bullshit. I gave a whole spiel one time about how the people who I knew doing this stuff, they're the ones who are like 60, retired, 70 years old, still doing it. They have no, I mean, like I have a bad family life. They have no family life. Like what's, I can't even go into it. But you know, there's some truth to that shit. There really is some Mossad bullshit blackmailing all of our politicians. And they're blackmailing all of the alt media that you watch. And they're blackmailing all of the regular TV that you watch. All of it. Every single time you see something that does not make sense, it's because they have blackmail on them and they're forcing them to do that. They have no blackmail on me. The only thing they thought they had blackmail on me of was Asha, which is 100%. She's a great person. You should meet her. You really should. I hope she's happy. She was telling me how she's gonna go get married to someone, and like that's good for you. I don't care. But she's a nice person, much nicer than a lot of these other retarded people who live in the world. That's a really sad thing. But the fact of the matter is, they use people in that way. If they didn't use people in that way, I wouldn't have had to have done the shit that I did to clean up my, which is spotless right now, by the way. My record is clean. Um, but that shit's still going on. Why is Nikki Haley wanting to, destroy free speech? They've probably got blackmail on her. Well, we all know Biden has blackmail. Any single time you hear a politician say some stupid bullshit, anytime you hear a celebrity say some stupid bullshit, what you really are hearing is them saying, Mossad has blackmailed me. Why do you think I got randomly invited to a party in New York that some person was photographer? I'll make you go viral if you come home with me. Who put him up to that? How do they even get that position? How would someone who is that much of a perv get into a position where they have access to that many people of high caliber? They were put there for a reason to get blackmail on you. And they know that. That's why they're so blatant with it. So when you hear shit like, oh, Hollywood has Harvey Weinstein, he was installed there. You have two options. Go along with it or don't watch Hollywood. So when you see all this bullshit, people are complaining about these other grifters, that's a show. Don't watch that show. If you don't watch that show, they have no power over you. It's that simple. It's really that simple. So I say some crazy shit about the shit that I've done in the past, and it turns out to be true. And if I tell you guys, my channel gets banned. But if the account that retweets all the bots that my buddy makes, then people listen. Look, there is no such thing as QAnon. There was a group called Anonymous, and they got infiltrated by the feds a long time ago. Q is a classification they give you if they trust you with certain information and or they need you bad enough to do certain jobs. So there is no such thing as QAnon. It's possible that some people who were in Anon have received Q clearances and they do shit, potentially some of the shit that I've been talking about. But that's neither here nor there. That's alleged. So what the fuck has Tiffany done to where she has access to all this bullshit and knows about it? And why the fuck did Tiffany think that she was going to get some shit on me and then use it over my head to steal $100,000? More questions keep on coming. And they're all like, oops, we fucked with the wrong guy this time. Yeah, you did. Story of my life. Story of my life. It's like Musashi says, you must act like you are, not, act like you don't, like hide your power level. That way when they get close to attack you, that's when you, that's how you got to do it. It works so well. But no, like, why am I involved in any of this bullshit? Because they tried to start a civil war in America in 2017 in my backyard. That's why I'm involved. And they got the real life departed. And like, that's what they do. That's what they do. Have a good day.